And now we hear from you with our listener question. Oh, I like the new bumper. All right, so the listener question for this week is, should I turn my computer off at night?
And the answer is?
Sometimes.
Right, so that's definitive.
don't you like definitive? Look, these days with relatively modern tech, power-saving features are really good. And I am one of those firm believers that, waiting for your computer to turn on. Oh, I want to quickly check something or rather. I want to go over there, turn it on, wait for a few minutes or whatever for it to come on, sit down. By the time you've done that, you've forgotten what it is that you want to do, and it's frustrating. So with the power saving settings, assuming you have a reasonably modern computer or laptop with those things set up optimally, they'll go to sleep. They'll use negligible power over the period of time, and you just kind of tap a key on the keyboard or wake your mouse, and these things are ready to go. So I would most of the time leave my computer on and let power saving take care of it. Okay. Now there are some exceptions. If you don't use your computer very often, so if you turn it on once a week and use it for a session, maybe you're writing your memoirs or something like that, then turn it off. If it's going to be a week in between uses, then it's probably better to turn it off. If you leave it on all the time, like I say, then occasionally you need to reboot it. You need to turn it down and let Windows finish its updates and things like that. Windows is pretty good at forcing a reboot. So if an update has to happen, it looks for a time in the middle of the night or in the early morning that you're not using your computer, and it will force a reboot. But sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes it can't reboot for whatever reason because there might be a problem with an app or a program. So it's a good idea for you to physically go through the restart process or shut down, turn it off. I would do that once a week kind of thing as a rough idea. So I would leave it on. If I'm a regular computer user, I would tend to leave it on and let the power saving take care of it.
And when you're saying leave it on, are you talking about putting it to sleep or just leaving it on?
You leave it on, and then the computer itself, its power save settings will slowly turn things off. So the computer will register that you haven't used it for a certain period of time, and it will stop the hard drive spinning, assuming you have a hard drive these days, the solid state ones. The screen will go black, for example. That'll go into power saving mode, and everything will just basically turn off, appear to be turned off, but it's actually still humming in the background, ready for action. So the moment you give it some input that you want to use it, springs back into life very quickly. Right?
Because you don't like us leaving the screen on, do you, for periods of time and walking away?
Screens have that kind of power saving facility as well.
Right.
Yeah. So
unless you've gone into settings and turned it off.
Yeah. Well, you can look. There's nothing wrong with turning the monitor off physically. A lot of monitors have a button on the front that you can press. No problem doing that. Yeah. It's just the computer itself that I would, because the monitor comes back on pretty quickly when you turn it back on. But some PCs can take a while. So to answer the original question, sometimes, right? If you're not going to use it for an extended period of time, then absolutely turn it off. The thing about turning it off and leaving it off for a particular long period of time is that Windows needs time to do these updates. Sometimes these updates take a long time to come down over the internet, and then it needs time while the computer's on to process those updates, to update the program, and then it might need a reboot or something after that. So if you're only turning your computer on for 10 minutes every 3 days, that 10 minutes is not enough time for Windows to get through all of those updates and get things done. So every time you turn it on, it spends that 10 minutes trying to catch up where it was last time, and you might find performance not particularly good because it's busy using the internet to try and download updates.
That makes a lot of sense.
So look, leave it on for, if you're going to use it, leave it on for a couple of hours, I would say. And if you're one of those people that use it quite a lot, then I would leave it on most of the time and let the power saving cut in.
Fabulous. Excellent advice, as always.